Hi there, this is Dane from Smart Oysters, and in this video, we're going to give you a short overview of the Smart Oysters dashboard. So, you've been using the Smart Oysters app to help you manage your farm for a while now. You've recorded hundreds of inventory movements, been notified oysters are ready for inspection, created maintenance reports, and assigned yourself and the team plenty of daily tasks. So, you may be wondering, where is all this data going? Is there any way that I can view all of this data outside of just the pins within the app? How can I utilize the data to aid in making decisions to help grow my farm or increase profitability? Well, let me introduce you to the Smart Oysters dashboard. When you log in to the Smart Oysters dashboard, you will land on the navigation page. The navigation page is simply an overview of the items in the left-hand menu bar. While we won't cover all of the dashboard features in this video, we will cover some of the more popular ones that'll provide you with a lot of value. First, we will start off with the Farm Summary page. As titled, the Farm Summary is a high-level overview of your farm. Here you can view the number of oysters you have, broken down further by age and size. We can see the type of gear and quantity, and finally, the estimated value of your oyster stock. Remember that the units of measurement can be changed to suit your farm. So in this example, we're using dozens, but this could just as easily be the actual number of oysters, or any other unit you'd prefer to work in. Let's take a look at the Stock Finder page. Here, you have a table of all the oyster stock that you have added into the Smart Oysters app. Every pin on the map is a line on this table. It's a fast and efficient way of taking a detailed look at your inventory. To make your life even easier, you can even filter this by crop name, what lease your oysters are on, the gear used to house the stock, sizes, and the date of activity. Having immediate and real-time access to this information truly allows you to answer inventory questions more quickly and painlessly than ever before. For example, imagine you've just had a wholesaler ask if you can fulfill an order for 50 dozen medium-sized oysters. Now, historically, you might have had to spend precious time deciphering data from your infamous whiteboard. You might even have had to head back out onto the water to see if you even have any oysters of that size. All of those tasks are using time and money that could be better spent elsewhere. And that's the true beauty of the dashboard. We can use it to search our entire farm for medium-sized oysters in seconds. Here we can see we have 55 dozen out on line 4B on our Moonlight lease. We can now create a task in the app and assign it to one of the crew to go out to collect these ready for sale. We'll cover task assignment in our next tutorial. But what if the wholesaler asked for 100 dozen instead? It looks like we only have 55 available, but we know that there are some small oysters put back out on the river a while ago. Maybe they'll be large enough by now. Let's change the search to be looking for small oysters and sort it by days since creation. Here, we can see that we put out 153 dozen small oysters 116 days ago. Now, given our experience, we know there'll be plenty of medium-sized oysters in these bags by now. So we can create a task in the app and assign it to a crew member to grade those oysters and keep back 45 dozen to complete the order. Problem solved. We've been able to fulfill the order with the minimum effort. Another key feature in the dashboard is the Farm Capacity tool. I'm sure we've all been there. We load the boat full of bags, blast out with a full crew to the leases, and then spend the next 30 minutes burning fuel, time, and money searching for an empty line or some gaps in the lines to clip the bags onto. Well, in the Farm Capacity tool, we can view where we have free space before we even load the boat. Simply jump into the dashboard, find the space, and create a task in the app. Done! Now your crew know exactly where they are taking the stock before they even get on the water. And another useful feature of the Capacity tool is the ability to see where your farm might be over or understocked. This can have a profound impact on oyster growth and is worth paying attention to. Simply use the tool to view how full each part of your farm is and make stocking decisions accordingly. Your oysters will thank you for it. Here we have an overview of maintenance tasks and activities on the farm. We're able to view the priority, who is assigned the task, the location, type of task, and creation and completion dates. A lot of these tasks have been input into the Smart Oysters app while the crew were out on the water. For example, Jace noticed a missing post out on the Pelican lease. He's busy with his own task for the day and didn't have time to drop everything and fix the post. but he knows he needs it fixed urgently, as he will be clipping bags onto those lines next week. Using the Smart Oysters app, Jace has created a maintenance task and assigned it to Jamie. Here the dashboard is simply showing us a summary of all maintenance tasks for the farm. This also comes in handy when planning and managing your farm maintenance workload. We can see exactly what is required and make fact-based decisions safe in the knowledge that nothing's been forgotten. Remember, we want to work smarter, not harder. Now let's get into the finances and take a look at the stock value page. Here, we have an overview of the inventory and monetary value of the oysters on your farm. We can view this by size and the cohorts or batches of oysters. Being able to quantify what you have on your farm is incredibly valuable. Whilst there are some obvious advantages to having access to this data, such as securing finance or investment, there are many other uses for the data, such as progress reporting or even insurance claims. For example, it's a great way of demonstrating what inventory you had before and after a storm, or even identifying when you might have lost items to theft. Finally, we'll touch on the gear inventory page. An often overlooked element of your farm's value is the gear such as bags, baskets, and cages you are holding. While they don't add anything to the sales journal, your gear is still worth a lot of money, and we want to be able to include this in your farm's value. Additionally, having a real-time overview of the gear on your farm can make your life much easier and potentially stop you from getting into trouble. For example, we have a large delivery of seed or spat arriving, and we know we need a lot of small mesh-sized bags to house them. No need to run around each and every time looking and counting bags to make sure we have enough. We can simply go into the dashboard and see in real time what gear we have available. Now obviously, there are a lot more features and ways to generate value out of the Smart Oysters dashboard than we've had time to go through today. So if you would like a personal and more in-depth tour, please contact us and we'll arrange this with you. Before I forget, if you liked this dashboard, just wait until you see the new one we're working on for you. It's bigger, better, and even more powerful than ever. But more on that later.